Hi everyone, so today I'll be doing a review of Avengers Age of Ultron. It's a new movie that got released recently and I got the opportunity to see it last week, so it's kind of still fresh in my head, so I might as well talk about it while I still remember it. It was produced by the Marvel Studios, and so it has the same characters. It has Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. For each film, they always have like an enemy that they all kind of like rally against. And this time I think they explored a really interesting theme because the enemy is actually something that one of them created, and he actually meant it to be a really good thing, but it got too powerful and advanced and it started like trying to destroy the world and destroying the team itself. And it's kind of exploring the possibilities of like what could happen if artificial intelligence becomes too intelligent. Something that's meant to be good doesn't necessarily become a good thing. Kind of cool how they made a villain something that you wouldn't suspect to be a villain. So I went to Avengers and I was kind of like, it's just gonna be like so much fighting. It would probably be really boring, right? But actually that wasn't the case. There are certain, I guess, like elements of drama that they incorporate into it, which I think make it really exciting for people who want something a little bit more than just a fighting movie. And we kind of explore how being too confident and being too arrogant about something, when you sacrifice teamwork, it can have some negative effects. And so my first impressions of this movie was it is definitely action-packed, so you won't be bored while you're watching it. I found it very entertaining. It was a lot of fun, and there was some great special effects and battle scenes that kept me at the edge of the seat the entire time. We have two new characters. There's Quicksilver, which is played by Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and then we also have Scarlett Witch, which is played by Elizabeth Olsen. They're these two twins, and they have the most amazing powers. Together, those two could basically, I feel like they could beat out the core team itself if they actually really tried. So Quicksilver is obviously very fast, he has super speed, and then Scarlet Witch has telekinetic powers, and she can conjure up people's fears and make them feel like they're like dreaming, and then they're like confronting their fear at the same time, and they're rendered basically helpless during those moments. I really like the line that I think one of the agents described him as like, he's fast and she's weird, and I think that she captured it perfectly because that's what they do, and I love their powers. Like, I wish I had her power. Elizabeth Olsen's character was one of my favorite characters in this particular movie. She almost looked like a vampire when I first saw her, but she's gorgeous. She was very memorable, and she was kind of like very cute, sarcastic, and I loved her accent. It was a very adorable accent. And then there's this one scene at the end, and it's absolutely heartbreaking, and I think she does an incredible job kind of portraying that emotion. It was beautiful, and I think she was a great addition to the cast. And then we also learn a little more about Natasha's backstory, which I thought was interesting. We get flashbacks of her childhood and her training when she was being trained to be an assassin, and we get to understand the more like human aspect of Natasha, and you can see how like she's slowly breaking down. She's like unraveling herself and kind of exposing her vulnerability. She's exposing her vulnerability to the Hulk, because she kind of finds him a little intriguing. They become friends on a deeper level and they bond, and I think that's great. I love when they kind of reveal the backstory because it makes the character more personable, more relatable. One of my favorite aspects of the film is the banter. There's this one scene where Thor's hammer is stuck on the table, and then they all take turns trying to like lift the hammer. Thor keeps saying, you can't lift it because you're not worthy. It's kind of a recurrent topic of discussion, and then they even say something like, elevator would lift your hammer. Is the elevator worthy? So I thought it was terrible. The kind of humor infused dialogue was quite clever. Robert Downey Jr., he had some amazing one-liners. Like, Like at the time I was just like, you're so funny. Like if you made those up, like that would have been hilarious. I really like the kind of like love thing that's happened with Black Widow and the Hulk, and I thought that was so cute. I just thought it was very cute. However, with this pairing, it did feel a little rushed. Like I didn't really understand how all of a sudden she was in love with a Hulk. You know, had a thing with Hawkeye and then had a thing with Captain America. I really wish they did a spin-off Black Widow. I think that would be amazing, and she's so badass. She could definitely, you know, pull off her own movie. She's kind of in making me consider getting red hair. Like that's how stunning she is, and she rocks that suit. And then I feel like it's then they could like settle on an actual love story. Even though I do love what they did with the Hulk, but I wish they kind of settled. I think they should totally give her the reins, let her take the lead in her own film. I think that would be very that'd be a really great movie. I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but it kind of leaves you, it like ties it up really nicely, but it kind of leaves with like a little hang string, and I think it builds it up pretty nicely for the next movie that comes out. Actually, if you sit, so the movie ends and then there's credits, and after the credits there's this like Easter egg scene, and it's very short, but I think it makes you anxious to watch the next movie in a series. So yeah, I guess if you have never seen like Avengers story before, or any of their spin-offs, it might be confusing, but it's not an impeding aspect, you know, to be ignorant. It won't ruin your viewing experience. I think it would definitely help with the coherency, I believe, because there's a lot of new side characters that are being introduced, and of course old ones deserve, you know, their stories to be known as well. I definitely recommend seeing it if you like action, or if you like Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. Two Chris's. They're both amazing. Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy this movie. So I'll see you next time. Bye!